So till now we do have front end and the back end, right? Now let's try to implement something professionally, which most of the companies they are looking for. I'm not overburdened the layers, but yes, exactly. I'm just trying to give you one basic skeleton that yes, that would be the best way. So let's jump to backend and let me create one folder first. That is, let's say for roots. And within that, let me add booking routes.js. Now this file will have the content mainly of all the routes that we do have from here, right? So what I'll do is I'll pick up every stuff over here, will cut, or I'll do one thing, I'll not touch upon this. I'll give you this one, right? So now let me grab things right from here to there, right? And I'm putting up there in your roots file. Number one, as I place these files separately, I need to make a connect with over here, right? So first of all, I'll do the very first line from the same, that is express. Then I need a dedicated router object to take care of my root, right? Root, right? And once I hold the object and router, I would say replace your app with router object. That's it. This would be the one change. Remove this booking array from here. And for the time being, I'll place that back to your server file, right? For a while. Fine. Now you can see the best is my server.js is bit lighter. We are talking about express, cores, path I don't need because I'm purely shifting my system to your React application. So I'm going to remove this as well, right? So I'm keeping my things more lighter. So as simple as you can see, inclusion of libraries, course enabling, JSON integration, and my linking with my server, listening part with your port number called 3000, right? Now let's do one more stuff. Let's create one more folder called service where I can say booking service.js. As of now, what we are doing is we are doing some job in roots. Let me close every stuff, right? Fine. When I say booking service, when I say server one, and when I say roots, right? Now, if I'll talk about over here, we are majorly doing one job over here at this point. And what is our job? Push. What we'll do is we'll pick up this push, we put it in a separate function, right? So when it comes to service, we'll do one thing. So we'll say function, say booking, that will receive something called booking this way. Similar function called, let's say, get bookings, right? That will return, let's say, any value that we'll talk about. and how to connect with this bookings. We'll create functions over here. Then at last we'll say export module dot exports equal to, we'll do all the methods needs to be go outside by just this specification comma specification. So both the methods will be exported. Now coming back over here at this point, now as we have done two functions in service, say booking, get booking, we exported both the functions from this module. So at this module, what we are supposed to, let's comment on this. Let's directly use save booking. Yeah, you can see on the top it has been included dot, no dot, but just simply booking object. And to this again we should do constant data equal to, I can simply say get bookings, and that's it. So that I can simply say res.send data, right? Now we can try for one thing, that let's put it on a service. Let's declare that object that we do have in server one. Remember I deleted this one. Let me place it here on booking service, right? And I want to add this bookings dot push and my booking object, fine. And I can simply say over here return bookings. That's it. Now let me try to just figure out that whether it is working or not, right? Now how we can test is simple. Let me open up the screen again. Let me stop the server, backend server, right? And let me hit this server again. Perfect. Now to test the best ways, I believe, is open up this Postman, right? So we'll do one thing, we'll create a payload within the same, remember we already had, so 3000 same new value. I'm clicking on send. Okay, the reason is clear, right? Now you can see, and within this server, have you connected routes? Not yet, right? So which I forgot. Server. So let's do one thing. Once the route is defined, at last we need to export the route as well, right? So let's say module dot exports equal to router object, number one. Number two, open up your main file, that is server. Over here, just add the reference of your booking routes over here with require routes slash booking routes, fine. Now once you get the reference, now you can add it over here, the core URL that you want to give booking routes. That's it, right? Now let me start the server, going back to Postman meet slash, no, I can simply say send. See, the value is coming over here when it comes to routes, right? You're getting the values. Why it is giving error? Just because of this only, right? Because we haven't hold the result over here, right? So what we'll do is, let's try to change this. Like once we added the values, can we return the booking as well? Yes, let's do that. So once we added, so we say return bookings object, right? So what will happen is once you add, as we are not doing anything, we are not returning anything, and I thought of displaying the value of booking at this line number 19, so it is flagging error. So let's do one thing, let's booking constant like this way, right? Let me stop the server, let me run it again, going back to your this thing. See, now there is no error. Let me add one more stuff. Let's say rather new value, let me add, let's say Harmeet new value. Now you can look back, see, and now this one is right. Fine. So that means you can see once I added two layers, roots and service, no difference is happening there in the output. So from front end perspective, people start still thinking that we are doing nothing, but in reality, we did the difference. Fine. But now let's talk about from front end perspective. Do we need to make some changes? Small changes. Reason is we just plot something on Harmeet location. That's it. So we'll do Harmeet over here. And similar when it comes to this thing over here as well, right? But yes, as of now, we'll talk about Harmeet this part only because herein we are actually about to save some data as well, right? Fine. Anyways, let's go back to our front end. This thing Node, right? And browser and React app. This thing. Let me change, let's say first movie, let's say Akash, let's say 87. See, we are hitting back. Now if I'll open up Postman again and I want to see whether the records are coming or not, let me try. So I meet bookings. Let's see whether it's error or what. See, a proper full-fledged data, which was what we were looking for. Because ultimately we need to hold the complete values. So I think in that perspective, we are doing this stuff, right? Now, when you look on to back to your server, till now we are just talking about one specific value only, because herein, if it comes to layers, we do have roots, we do have service, we do have this one, but there is nothing related to a database, right? So let's do one thing. Let's try to include your MongoDB as well within the same business. So let's say right click, new folder, repository, right? Now let's say within repository, I'll create one file called booking repository.js, right? And we'll do very interesting stuff that from service, let me, what we'll do is we'll pick up the entire stuff from here, we'll push to here in this repository layer, right? When it comes to service, we'll use the same function, but let me remove this. Let me place it, where is my repository? So I should add constant booking repository equal to require and the physical file reference. Fine. Now once I get the reference, I can simply say within my save booking, I can logically I can simply say booking repository dot save booking, and here also I can simply say booking repository dot get bookings. Simple. But the best is, might be you will be surprised, why do we need this service if service based saving method if we are doing the similar stuff over here in repository? See, I'll tell you later. One will do the removal of this array by MongoDB. Number one. Number two, see, we can add some logics over here as well. Like, yeah, in this repository, in this service file, we'll do small change. Rather just returning bookings, we should say booking repository dot bookings, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Fine. So let me stop the service. Let me run the server. So let's try to fetch the values now from this thing, get bookings. Okay. Some error is there. Fine, no worries. Let's try to find out the error. Let's start from roots. Okay, get bookings. We have done fine. We are picking up get booking is there in the service. Let me find out where is the service. Okay, fine. Get bookings. Take that is okay. Booking repository dot get bookings. Fine. Oh, got it. This should be a function, right? Let me stop. Let me clear. Let me hit this. Let me go back to post first. So let's say I'm saving it. Going back to bookings. Let me click on send. Perfect. Now it's working fine. Nah, no error. Right. Perfect. I think so. So you can see from you can check out, even if I'll add repository, no change will happen in that case. We are on right track by adding the booking repository part. Now let's try to replace our array with MongoDB, right? As of now, let me stop the server. Let me install npm install Mongoose library. We know that is meant for your interaction with MongoDB. Within server.js as of now. Otherwise, we can keep database interaction separately as well. But fine, no worries. As of now, I'm putting up over here only. So let's say constant Mongoose equal to require Mongoose library, right? Then we can simply say mongoose dot connect, right? Built-in function to connect your server. MongoDB colon /127 is the default IP for MongoDB server 2701, right? Slash, let's say movie booking, right? And at last we can say mongoose dot connection dot once, and I can simply say open. Let's print the message console.log MongoDB server started. That's it. By this way, at least we can start working on your repository part. Fine. Now, within the application, open up booking repository, right? I'm just keeping this as a comment part. But over here, I'm saying, let's say constant Mongoose equal to require, right? Let's include the library first, then constant booking schema, because we know whenever we talk about any MongoDB specification, we need to provide the schema first. So it should be movie name as of now for string, customer name again of string, tickets of number type. So this would be the schema right as of now, and at last I can simply say constant booking equal to mongoose dot model, and let's associate with booking with booking schema. All right, now I'll pick up this save function, save booking function right over here. I'll uncomment that. So rather pushing towards the DB, what we'll do is we'll use first of all async, and I'll say await, then booking object we have already created over here, this line number 24 for Mongoose related with MongoDB. Dot, we have built-in function called create, to which we have to pass the same booking object, right? That's it. We don't need to return. Similar, if I'll talk about this thing to get the bookings. So I'll do one thing again, await. So as I'm using await, so let's decode with async. So await booking dot, we know there is a method called find to fetch. Right, now let's go back to service, as we are using asynchronous there. So we should decode here also as an async, say booking as an await. Similar, return or get function, get bookings as an async, and calling part to be await. Let's go back to one more previous step called routing. There also, especially when we are making a call to save, I should make it as async, and this I should make it as await. And similarly, when it comes to get, let's provide with async, and let's make a call constant data equal to await get bookings. And let's try back again. Let me run the server. If you're getting this error, okay, got it. So my mistake is I have missed my port number over here. Okay. Oh, super fast. See, now you can see the moment it was fine, so it got connected very super fast, right? Perfect, I believe. Okay, now let me go in this way. Otherwise, let's go and post save, let's say with DB new movie, right? And let's make it as have me back again. Let me click on send. Okay, it's showing some error. No worries, right? We'll see what error it would be. Okay, data is getting saved, but save booking is not a function, right? Booking service, where it is booking service. Okay, cool. So I think there is no need of returning, most likely because of that only it's working like that way. One thing which I forgot is I'm not returning these functions back. Perfect. Export module dot exports equal to right. So the way we did over here, see, I skipped it over here, right? Okay, no worries, right? Let's try. Okay, now this. Let me click on save. Hopefully it's working. Okay, let's try to get into some values over here. Yeah, bang on. Now you can see ID is being generated. So it is there stored in DB, right? Now let me try to find out with my browser, right? Fine. Now if I look onto get part over here, am I getting values? Yes, exactly. Not only this, even when I say refresh, see both the values are coming. Right. Now the last lap, I would say. Over here, what we have done is we have placed the coding of the connection with the server within the React form itself. Let's do one more interesting stuff, the last change, right? Let me create service layer over here. And let's say a new file called, let's say, service for API dot tsx, right? Wherein we are planning to make a call to this, right? So what we'll do is we'll create this layer, service for API or booking service, whatever the name you want to give. Let's say, first of all, I'll use import Axios from, you better know what is Axios, right? It's an external library. So if we have not installed, so we can install that over here. No, not in this, but in front end. Oh, we already did that, right? Perfect. So import Axios, then I can simply say constant base URL equal to, where is my URL? I can pick that URL from this. I can save this way. I can simply say export async function, let's say save booking, to which it will receive value booking of any type. So that at runtime it will take it automatically. We should not worry about that. Then we can simply say return await dot post. Where is my base URL? I can simply say base URL, comma booking. That's it. Exhaust dot post. Yeah, this will be the first change. Then I can add one more method. Let's say get bookings. Get bookings. Yeah, and I can change when good change. That is rather this. I can keep it this way, and to base URL, what I can do is this is your backlit symbol there available in your very next to your numeric one key. Remember, this is not a single code. Please do remember this, right? That's it. Let me call await save booking. See, it is coming automatically. So that is what exactly I wanted to save the time, right? So simply booking, and that's it. And we can remove these portion over here from here, and we can simply say booked successfully. Similar on the listing part, if I switch to listing, here also I'll say at the very loading stuff, I should say constant response equal to await get bookings. See, the library gets added automatically. And what is that? Give me a second. Is it in my API? Okay. No, no need of this. Sorry. Yeah, this thing only, right? Correct. Fine. So this is done. We don't need this. And I think once your response part is being holded, then you can simply say response dot data. That's it. I think sounds fine. I believe so. Right. Okay, cool. Now let me try one more time. Let me refresh the application first. Oh, it's asking for to be shift to your another port, right? Fine. No worries, right? Let's wait for a couple of seconds. Okay, cool. Right. No worries. We'll see what is that page not found. Okay, no worries, right? We'll see. First of all, let me check. Are we getting something in over here in Postman? Or meet bookings, get method. Okay, we are getting. Let me try with save method. Hopefully we are getting. Let me try with send again. Yeah, we are getting. So that means as far as service is concerned, it's preferred. It's perfect. But I'm sure some problem is there with some URL over here, which I have mentioned over here. Maybe. Let's see. No worries, right? Let me try. This thing, this thing, this thing. When I click on save, okay, no worries. Let me try. Is it my save is working or not? So let's see. Click on send. Yes, save is working. So the problem is with the load part. No worries. We'll see list. Okay. When I say list, when I say get bookings, ultimately we are linking with service API. Number one, I think this sounds fine. Okay. When we are jumping to service for API, okay, we are saying slash booking base URL curly brace slash bookings. Okay. So can we try for the values available over here? Okay, got it. See the mistake. Copy paste. Okay, no worries, right? We'll do one thing. We'll say save and let me refresh again. Cool, super. This is great, great. So guys, right? So I hope like it's been good amount of time. I believe so, right? But I think like you got the idea, the basic idea that we started our journey with single file over here in the backend. We split it into service, routes, repository, and and that's it. Just do remember one thing: when we are on server level, our objective is what? Directly provide the basic configuration, the routing part, so that we can switch to routes when somebody is hitting the server. We're also providing the DB. Sometimes people shifting this configuration part of DB in a separate file called DB layer as well. But as of now, I haven't done that. Second thing you can notice is I created basic routing part. We created we creating the routing part. The idea of routing is very clear. All the endpoints should be placed here. All the endpoints should be placed here. Whether it is post, whether it is get. So if it is post, we will be enjoying with request.body. When it is get, we have to return the data actually. Now from routes, we are jumping to, you can see save booking. You can just check out this one, save booking, which is available in a service. Idea of having service layer is to provide some sort of additional business logic either here or here. Like for example, maybe somebody saying whatever be the data is coming in booking name, you want to validate in terms of, let's say if it is ticket, ticket should not be negative. You can check over here. Movie name should not be exceeded, let's say 20 letters, for example. So these kind of business logics you can implement over here. Similar when it comes to reading, maybe you want the data which we are fetching over here, it should be in capital letters only. You can do by this over here within the system itself, right? Further, if I'll talk about routes, service, further, we have something called repository. Why we kept repository in a different way? The reason is very simple. Earlier, we were using repository with some array. Later on, with some DB. But does it make any effect on UI? No way. That is what the beauty of layering system, right? Now in this, you can just check out my data is being holded within the DB, and my DB is interacting with my the latest nearby layer called repository. Sometimes people are doing one more layer called model to keep it the schemas and other stuff separately, but purely up to you, right? Now coming on to the front end. When we started our basic journey, you noticed I encapsulated ad booking and list bookings within my app, and that is why I created two different components, right? Two different components. Now, when it comes to add component, it's pretty straightforward, wherein we just use one event handler called on submit, and we associated that on submit event handler with your on submit event of your form. The advantage would be automatically this will be triggered. We created the object of movie, then we are passing to your save booking. But the point is, what is save booking? See, we created layering in the front end as well. So what is that? So that is service for API. Now, when I look onto service for API, you can see it's a clean separation kind of concept. Now, from UI perspective, is it a designer needs to know which particular URL would be there for the service? No. Only the person who has created this layer knows the point at which particular API. Now in future, just imagine you will say, Harmeet, I want to change my service from this to something else, something real. I'll do this. I'll do over here only, not across all the locations, right? Second thing, when it comes to list bookings, I hope you remember what we have done over here is we created one event handler called load bookings, a normal function or a event handler, whatever you want to say. But yes, this function is in turn making a call to service for API function called get bookings. The values being received will be received over here, will be set to your set bookings. Set bookings in turn initialize bookings variable. But boss, how come this is being triggered using use effect? The idea of use effect, I believe it's clear. for all of us that it's altogether a mechanism through which we are maintaining side effects to the components. Any external change to your component should be taken care using use effect. And dependency array is null means we are looking for one time only. And once the data is being initialized in booking variable, you better know we are using map method. Fine. So I think like that is all about the layering of your um, you can say the backend part or the front end part. Yes, in the MERN application. Now it's purely up to us. It's not mandatory that we should go by this way only always, but yes, it is recommended. When it comes to scaling of the application, yes, we should opt for this. See, if it is a small application where you have only one domain, very basic kind of calculations, you can offer single file in server, single file in your front end as well, right? But as the application grows, you might be in trouble because rather than keep on writing these many line of code multiply with those domains, we might be getting struck up in some situations of difficulty. So better is do layer. That is what exactly we talk about this in this session. So guys, thank you. Thanks a lot to all of you guys, right? And if you in case of any query or so, right, please let me know through the comments, right? Thanks guys. Thanks one more time. Have a nice day.